Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for Illucia, everyone's favorite cat lady. We have 5 different teams I'm going to be showing to you today. Now for the twins charms, some people are doing better with Gale on the twins, some are doing better with sorcery on the twins. We're going to do a little bit of testing of our own to try and come to a conclusion, but you can try either one of those basically. Either way, we're going to lead off with the most free-to-play friendly team. So if you don't have Sinbad but you have Merrily built, you can run this. If you have Sinbad built, just replace Merrily for Sinbad. That is overall better, but I would just want to give one no Sinbad team for people out there. And the credit for this goes to Yapala, who basically designed this team. It will be Kruger for physical defense debuff. Kruger does really well in the Illucia boss because it increases your damage dealt. Also, he can be turned into a cat. And yeah, so that is basically the reason for that. Merrily is good here because a lot of her damage comes from her normal attacks, and in Illucia you're going to be kept getting silenced. You're not able to cast your ultimates, and so Merrily doesn't really mind that. She's still able to get off almost her maximum damage. And Mikola for the attack buff, Sonya for some additional damage. If you run this team, do get the arcane charms onto Sonya. That would be very important. If you want to optimize Merrily, although probably it isn't a good idea, but overloaded charms are the best for her. And then other than that, Mikola, give her anything to give her skill power, whether it be arcane or sorcery. So 47.5 billion, honestly not terrible considering that this doesn't have Sinbad. Merrily does fine. However, Sinbad is going to be better even in this specific team lineup. Okay, now moving on to the options which a lot of people are going to be running. We have Asparagus Team 3. This is a really great option because it only uses Freestro as a Celestial Hypogean. Real Freestro in front of Smokey, Illusion off to the right, Mikola to the left. Sonya will be buffing up Smokey and Sinbad in the back with the Harmonic spell. This is a good team. And now as for the charms for Sinbad, today it is almost concluded that Gale charms are the best for him. Generally speaking, for Dream Realm bosses, sorcery charms can work on Sinbad, but for Illucia it doesn't seem to be as good as Gale because you're not able to cast your ultimate as freely. And Gale will consistently get off the value from his attack buff and attack speed. He doesn't rely on his ultimates with the Gale charms, right? But yeah, you can use sorcery if you don't have Gale. It should also do fine. But Gale does seem to be a little bit better on average. Apart from that, for Estro, if you get them the sorcery charms, that's good. Sonya, arcane charms will be good. And then Mikola again, arcane or sorcery. So 57.6 billion, but it has potential to do even more than this. Illucia is a high RNG boss, so whichever team you go for, you're gonna have to do multiple runs. Smokey ended up getting off a good amount of damage. Give him the recovering or the sorcery charms to give him skill power, and that will be more attack buff for your whole team. So this is a really good team. I'm a fan of this team from Asparagus 3. It's very free to play friendly. But now we have Asparagus 1 team. This is going to be doing better than that team we just showed you with no Fresto on it, but it does have the twins. So if you have the twins, then this is a team. We're going to be running it with the sorcery charms, which we currently have equipped onto the twins. If we get a good run, I'm just going to end it here and then move on to the top 2 teams of today, and then we'll do some twin charm testing. But if we don't get a good run, maybe we'll try Gale charm. So a blue hair twin in the front, pink hair twin in the back, Sinbad and Sonya on the Stellar Bond, Hugin in front of Sinbad to ramp up his damage further. If you want to optimize for this comp, Hugin Blast Charm is going to be the best because Mechanized Bond, like the Mystic Charms of Hugin, is only for the Mechanized Bond buff value, and Sinbad is not going to be remaining in that tile, right? So it is better for you to have the Blast Charms onto Hugin, which are going to give an increased attack buff whenever he casts his ultimate to give them the shield. And so he is going to activate that much more, then no one's going to be basically stepping on his Mechanized Bond. Because as you guys can see here, it's just completely unoccupied. And it won't be occupied. So that's why Blast onto Hugin are going to be better. But if you can get it, it's not that big of a deal. The other heroes are more priority of charms. So Gale onto Sinbad, Sonya arcane charms, recovering or sorcery on a Smokey, and for the twins, sorcery, or basically when we say Gale charms onto twins, it doesn't actually mean you have to run Gale. You could just break the set. Basically what it is saying is that it seems like for this boss specifically, or certain bosses, breaking the sorcery set ends up doing better, but there's also RNG involved, so it's really difficult to tell. Are the twins better with sorcery charms, without sorcery charms? Because of the fact that a lot of it is just dependent on the specific run RNG. Even if you do 10 runs of each, the RNG is going to vary across them, so you can't do a fair test, actually. So this is 59.5 billion. This team can get up to over 60 billion damage with good RNG, but I don't know if it is related to the sorcery charms on them or not. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the team number 2, the second best team of today, which is Beepsy and Raguto's team. This can hit up to 74... I believe 74 billion damage with good RNG. That is crazy, right? We're going to try it first with the sorcery charms because they are technically recommended for this specific comp. So either way, blue twin in the back, pink twin in the front, real Fresser in front of Smoky, Illusion in front of the Shakir, and then you have Sinbad on the Stellar Bond with the harmonic spell. Okay, and now these two final teams are extremely high RNG. Already, all of the teams in Illucia are going to be high RNG. You're going to need to do a lot of runs to get that ideal, perfect RNG. But this is really cool because Shakir is buffing up so much of the team. He's in a really ideal positioning. So you want to get the Mystic Charms onto Shakir. You want to give the Gale Charms onto Sinbad. You want to give the Smoky either Recovering or Sorcery Charms. And then for the twins, we don't know. Sorcery, potentially, might be better. We'll have to do some testing, but let's see what we get. Because 74 billion is the all-time top score of this team today. If we get close to that, then maybe Sorcery Charms are fine. But we're not really getting too close to that, are we? Only 68 billion damage, where 74 is the top of today. But that's also the RNG which is going to take, right? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to break the sorcery set on the twins. We're going to swap it to Gale. And when you're doing this, if you don't have the Gale set of twins, you don't need a crafter or anything. Just break the set. Like, for example, just run any other charm here. It can be even just a basic one. And break the set. Because that's basically the thing. The interaction between the sorcery, giving ultimate power, even the skill power, it does affect certain ways the fight plays out, and so breaking the set can be optimal sometimes. But if you have the Gale set, might as well go for that. It might boost the twins damage slightly. So the all-time top team of today is this one from Beepsy and Venom. Now this team, it has almost been proven that Gale Charms onto the twins, or basically non-sorcery charms, are going to be better. But again, you could try sorcery and with good RNG hit your record. But I'm going to do Gale. I'm going to do quite a few runs and try to get a top score. So real Fresser in front of Smoky, Illusion in front of Sonya and Sinbad on the Stellar Bond, blue twin in the front or on the right side, pink twin on the left side with the harmonic spell. Okay guys, here we go. So overall, in every way, this does seem to be a more optimal team. And this is a top rank 1 team of today. However, the team that we just showed you before this, that didn't even have Fresco in it, it has gotten 74 billion damage, which is really close to 75 billion damage, which is the top score of this team you currently see fielded. However, logically speaking, this team we have here just makes a lot more sense because it has 2 Frestos who can both take being turned into a cat. It has 2 twins which both can be transformed into a cat. It buys a lot more time for your damage dealers to be in their regular form dealing their damage. And look at this, like with our first run, but actually we're still only 68 billion damage. So this is actually tying. This is actually tying the first run we did of the second best team. So now it will just come down to the RNG. But we basically have the charms all lined up. One thing, I don't even know if how this can potentially make a difference, but people have been saying after refining their charms, they end up getting lower scores. And like, for example, on Fresto, on Ludovic, people have said this. Now, I don't understand how that can be possible. Like, in my opinion, it should just be a matter of RNG, which is going to determine whether you get a top score, because the refining of charms only gives you like 1-2% attack. So I don't see how that can actually make a difference. Okay, so we get a 70 billion damage score, which is not bad. However, this is not where we want to be. We want to be way higher than this, and we're going to need better RNG. So we're going to keep going. We have the Gale onto the twins, which does seem to be optimal. Yeah, I honestly just don't know. With these bosses, especially even Lone Gaze yesterday, there's just too much RNG. Okay, we got a new record. Okay, not bad, not bad. 71.9 billion. Like, this is not where we want to be. We want to be up to 74 plus billion at least, but we're getting there, right? And actually, we're really close to the rank 1 position, but the top player in my server has not attacked today. So, yeah, I'm sure he's going to get 74 plus. Anyway, that is promising that we hit that on an early run with this team comp with the Gale Charms under the twins. Yeah, I mean, I just don't really know what more to say about this. I want to take a look at my ranking leaderboard. Oh, wait. The top one has attack for today. He just hasn't managed to make it into the rank 1 position because of RNG. Wow. Yeah, the rank 1 player is this player here, who is always pretty much on top of Dream Realm. We're usually always second to him, sometimes third to him, because he has a fully maxed account as well. He's always running the optimal teams. So it is just an RNG fest, right, today. Even getting over 72 billion damage. That's crazy. That is really crazy. And that is kind of an issue, honestly. And this is one reason why they fixed Snowstomper Boss to reduce his RNG. But they need to kind of do the same for Illucia and Lone Gaze, because these are really heavy RNG bosses. And yeah, I just don't know. Yeah, so this is crazy. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully, using these teams, you're able to get a top score and get your good ranking rewards in Illucia. If there's any other team that worked for you, or based on your own independent testing on the sorcery versus gale charms for twins, for example, or anything else that you tested, please feel free to leave a comment. It can probably help out all of us, and I do appreciate that. Also, guys, if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, and we're getting very close thanks to all of your support. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But thank you all for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.